Hi everyone, we're back again. I was having some technical difficulties, so trying to connect with Chef Noel, so we're going to try again. So give us a moment for us to connect, and we will be connecting with him. Sorry, Instagram is not my friend this afternoon. So I hope everyone can hear me clearly. So if you're joining in for the first time, Chef Noel was a guest of ours in May for Cinco de Mayo. So we talked about his career. So if it's the first time tuning in, there's an opportunity to hear from Chef Noel, his career, his Jamaican heritage, and more. So I'm just waiting for him to connect back online, and we can start having a conversation. Okay, there he goes.
Alrighty,
Hey,
we are
finally!
we're up and live.
I know, I know.
How
So,
are ya?
good. So, for everyone who's tuning in right now, this is Chef Noel. He currently lives in Canada, but his heritage is Jamaican. So,
It's
Chef
nice.
Noel, I'm not sure if you're hearing what I'm playing.
Oh yes, the anthem, yeah. I hear the anthem.
So, how's your day going?
But it's going good. Of course, I got to kickstart things with my little rum punch.
Yes, I have. I didn't make a rum punch, but I make my own concoction. So
Yeah,
I call it the summer drink. I don't know.
which is right. It's summer anyway, so you're still in season. So this is just some pineapple juice, some grenadine, rum, and some lime juice. Simple.
Right.
Give it a little stir, stir it up as Bob Marley say,
So how you
Yes, man.
been?
Well, I'm doing good, just always, working, keeping busy bee. So just cooking up a storm, on all these shows and stuff. And I got an event coming up this weekend, so I'm actually doing press for that. Was on Monday and I'm back on Friday. So yeah, that's just pretty much my life still, and then doing some writing, for the newspaper and stuff like that.
Okay, so for everyone who's tuning in for this first time, this is Chef Noel. Chef Noel, can you give maybe a little bit of your culinary journey of how you got into the industry, how long you've been doing it? Because I know you're a writer. You're also
Yeah.
a great chef. So let's talk about that.
Right. So my culinary journey actually started 11 years ago. Start in Jamaica, got the passion, by being in the, you hearing me good?
Yes,
Yeah, man. So by yeah, man. So by being in the kitchen and around my mom and everything like that, and my aunt, I got inspired by what they were doing, and then to high school, and I did it in food and nutrition class. Then I was more serious about it now. Was awarded twice, top performers, and I realized, okay, I'm good at this, and that's when now I went to Runaway Bay Heart Hotel and Training Institute, where I studied food preparation, and I did level one, two, and three. Then I pretty much work in the tourism industry there, like different hotels along the north coast, and then I moved back to Kingston, which is the capital there, and managed several restaurants until I migrated now in Canada, where I work as kitchen manager. Went back to school, did hotel and restaurant management, and started my catering company, Cuisine by Noel, and the journey just going.
Amazing, amazing. So, the reason why I wanted to come back on the
Yeah,
convo is because, tomorrow is Jamaican Independence Day,
58, celebrating
celebrating for
58.
58 years. And
Yeah.
also, too, I know in Jamaica, August 1st, you guys also celebrate Emancipation Day as well.
Yes, August 1st, yeah.
So it's like a double celebration. So I wanted to
Yeah.
know from your
And
experience.
and then and then August 30th is my birthday, so let's
Oh,
add that. So it's triple celebration. It's
happy,
triple.
yeah, triple celebration. So I wanted to know, like, whether when you're in Canada or back home, like, how do you celebrate, like, Independence Day? Because I know how, we celebrate, or Haitians celebrate
Yeah,
Independence Day, but I want to know what it means to you. And also, how do you
yeah.
guys celebrate?
Alrighty. First up, well, of course, independence for everyone means freedom. You are free at last, and this is when, of course, they gained independence in 1962. They could form their own government. They could do this. They could do that. Make all the laws and changes. Even though we still rule under the Queen. There's still some loyalty there, of course. And so even though we're shouting, yeah, we are free. We're not fully free, but we're free a little. So we're free. We're free. Yeah, so for us, what it means really is that, the time of freedom and a time of celebration where we're coming from. And every year it's a milestone because we're still, change is never something that's just sudden like that. It's a process, right? And for us to still count in years going by, there's a lot of achievements that the government, have made, both parties, the People's National Party as well as the Jamaica Labour Party. This one come in and the next one come out, and they've all done well. They've all done their best. There can always be more, right?
Right.
What it means to me personally, it is a time to celebrate our culture, right? Celebrate the people who fought for us. It's a time. It's mostly about the culture. So celebrate the food, the dance, the music. So like every independence, we have the popular song competition, which Buju won this year. With I Am a Jamaican, and we also have the Jamaica Cultural Development Commission, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's a commission that formed back in 1963, and they are commissioned to maintain the culture of the island. Yeah, man. So that's their mandate, right? To maintain the culture. So they will have all these dance events or competition. They have culinary, music, you name it. And then so usually on August 6th, there's a big celebration in Kingston.
Mm-hmm.
Back in the days, which was my favorite, is what they call the float. I saw it back in the days, so I'm a hold on. So float. So float for me was like they have different trucks, right? Like a carnival.
Right, right.
So they would have like the RJR truck, they have the water commission truck, the JPS truck. So the water commission truck would have like a waterfall on it and some
Wow.
it looking good. Then they would have all these I don't know what they call it, looking like the national heroes on the side. And it's more fun. You have like the Miss World, the Miss Jamaicans in some small cars waving. So it was more of an experience. Now it's just straight to the National Stadium and they have a concert, which for me is very boring. I'm
Wow.
tired of that. I want to see the road parade and the different stuff and the different trucks, and it's more fun. But now they're trying to do street parties. The Caribbean Caribbean parties, right?
Yes,
They're
big,
trying to
very
do
big.
street parties across the islands in different town centers. But this year will be different because of COVID.
Mm-hmm.
They're just doing virtually. But usually it's time, to eat ackee and saltfish, which is the national dish. We'll drink like hot chocolate with oil on top. That's the original one, not the one in the pack. So that's the one they would grate and make the hot chocolate and sweeten it with another nutmeg and some milk and stuff like that.
Mm.
Yeah, so pretty much that's how it is. And usually, I think for July 31st, they have this thing called they have this like they play the drum, right? So
Right.
like coming a drum and music and the great and the culture thing. This would keep in civil in Saint Anne. So this would go until daylight. So in 1886, I think it was, don't quote me. My head is not, I'm drinking. Blame
Me
it on
too.
this.
With some.
1886, when, the slaves come out on the mountain top and said, free at last, free at last. So they kind of do something like that until the morning of August 1st. And everybody shouts, free at last, kind of vibe. So, yeah, that's pretty much, it's a vibe.
No, I definitely would want to experience like Jamaican
Yeah,
Independence Day festivities,
yeah,
once COVID is over, because I know right now,
yeah.
due to COVID, everything is just pretty much at a
Yeah.
standstill.
I think
So,
they're doing something virtually this year though, but it's just not the same. Not
no.
because it's all about being in the stadium and waving and you're singing and the cars going around, the athletes are there. But for now, it's just totally like different.
But I'm sure people on the island and people across the world is probably going to do their own independent thing, like a cookout among friends and family, just
Yeah,
to
yeah.
celebrate the moment. But
Yeah.
I definitely could
And
understand
yeah,
the
and there's so much
statement.
parties, so because there's a certain amount of people now that can be in a same space, so I'm sure there'll be like some little small parties happening, and and they're encouraging everyone to wear their colors, their black, green, and gold, because trust me, Jamaica,
Like Jamaicans. Oh,
Can you hear me?
hold on. Let me just fix this thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ooh. Hey guys. Oh, Chef, you there?
Yeah, man. Yeah, yeah. Hearing me?
Okay. Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, man. So I'm sure everyone will be doing their own little thing.
No, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh man, you're back again. Yeah,
Oh,
for
yeah.
some reason you popped back in and popped back. I don't know what's going on with
I'm back.
Instagram, but keep going.
Yeah, man. So I'm sure everyone will be having their own little party and stuff like that in their own little space. And then the government is now encourage everyone to kind of, celebrate in your own way. So put up your colors, wear your color as well, because of course, if you go to a real Jamaican home, you will see in Jamaican flag. You're like, how do you know I'm a Jamaican? Jamaicans are so diarted. Like, we love our colors.
Definitely. So
Yeah.
we want to talk about a little bit culture because I know earlier in the conversation, you said that you guys are free, Jamaicans are free, but not
Yeah.
technically.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna ask you a question. It's a little bit controversial, a little bit. It's been hitting the news
Yeah.
everywhere here. I'm sure you probably heard about it. And this is relating to culture, for example, of the 5-year-old little girl in Jamaica, where her school told her that she cannot pretty much attend school because of
Yeah.
her dreads.
Yeah.
And I wanted to know your thoughts about that because I know dreads is also part of the culture, it's part of the
Yeah.
Rastafarian religion, and
Mhm.
also it's part of Jamaica and of course other
Yeah.
countries,
Yeah.
but it's also
Yeah.
a staple. So how do you
Yeah.
feel about that happening and also like the independence is around and this is happening?
Well, honestly, that argument came out July 31st, I think it was. And let me see something. Yeah, July 31st. Yeah, July 31st, right? Right before Emancipation Day.
Hmm.
For me, I always come out and wish, happy emancipation. I didn't because I saw that article. And I think the first article came out was from Washington Post, right? And what I'm getting to under this argument been happening for some time now, and it went to court. One, I'm a bit disappointed that this is something that has to reach, in the courthouse, right?
Hmm.
It's not like the family is Rastafarians where it's their religion. It's just for the style. And I think because I was so offended by it. So I didn't celebrate Emancipation Day. I was against the whole freedom and what's happening and the culture. And especially with what's in the atmosphere with all Black Lives Movement and what's happening.
Hmm.
But them say there's two sides to a story. So I think from the school point of view, it's more of the style because it's neatly done. It's neatly done. And I don't think because yeah, I think what happened, things just got out of hand. I think that's what really happened. Things got out of hand, and I don't want to say much on it because I was so offended. I'm like, you use Bob
Yeah.
Marley to represent Jamaica, you use this thing, but I think there is more to the story because I didn't read everything, I didn't follow the news because there are some things I just don't put my attention. I'm like, this is
Right.
crazy, which I need to actually follow it through, but I like to do it when I'm like calm.
Right.
But I just see the media, somebody who didn't understand what's happening, run with that first, and then it's just the families actually now started a GoFundMe, which turned me off from them.
Hmm.
They want for emotional compensation and for lawyer fee, which they don't need because the government itself is stepping in to find out, what is really happening. But I
Hmm.
think the school was talking about, distraction of the hairstyle and stuff like that. And it's not really a rasta like that. It's more of like a fox, what they call it.
Hmm.
Yeah, so like a fox thingy. So that's what it's really about. But Jamaica, is not perfect when it comes to we don't have racism because our motto is out of many one people, but what we have is classism, and the rich versus the poor, the people who have more status over the regular people.
Right.
It's there, and it's happening. It's real.
And also too, it's not only one island. This is across all islands. You understand
Yeah.
that it's across all islands. And
Yeah.
it's unfortunate, that situation kind of amplified and it hit every media outlet, CNN, Washington Post, Teen Vogue, and also today's news, they said the little girl was it like is back attending the school or have the opportunity to attend the school. And it's
Yeah.
unfortunate like this situation is happening around Independence Day and it kind of clouds
Yeah.
the
It was very
judgment
unfortunate.
of the
Oh,
celebration.
yeah, man, it was very unfortunate, and I just think that the media sometimes just run with stuff sometimes too fast, and I think that's what happened with the first article. The first article just get everybody up in their feelings. It got me in my feelings as well. So I just think, but it's just there's more to the story. There's more to the story, really, and it's for us as a people to read because he was strange because we have Rasta in Parliament, right? Damian Crawford, that other guy there. We use Bob Marley as for the face of Jamaica.
Right.
We we have two Miss Jamaicans, two Miss Jamaica World, who went overseas really to represent Jamaica, and they were all Rasta. So there is nothing in Jamaica against Rasta, really. So that's why I was a bit taken aback, like, and this is a child as well. I'm like, this is a child, so why would you be doing this to a child? But there's more to the story, which I'm gonna dig deep into, but I'm not gonna say I'm
Right.
against. Yeah. There's more to the story. That's all I'm saying. Yeah.
No, I definitely understand. So let's shift the conversation. So with that being said, what is your favorite Jamaican proverb that helps you day by day?
Oh Lord. All right, my favorite one is
I'm
take kin teeth and keep a heart bun.
so
All right. So what that means is you smile. You smile at whatever situation you are facing, and are you use that to cover whatever you're experiencing at the moment. So take as in take, kin teeth as in smile, and kiba hold on heartburn. So if you're going through a heartbreak or something, you will show up to work and you smile and you'll be happy, even though you have got your heartbreak, the man gone, you know. And it's good. It's good to always be reminded that despite what's happening to you, always, share joy or have some joy.
definitely. So
Yeah.
as a chef, you've been doing this for a while. I wanted to know what inspired you to creating different menu like meals and cuisines.
Yeah. Well, one, it's based on my style. First, it boils down to my style of cooking, right? And my style of cooking is just my interpretation, build on what's there, because at the same time, you can't replace legacy or tradition. And that's something that you also must respect as a chef. That's the first rule. You have to respect tradition, and you can always build on it, but you have to also be knowledgeable on how you're building on it. So that
Right.
influenced my style of writing or my menu. The second, I would say, is just maybe the season, the mood, the feel, what's trending. But then I also always try to stick to my own little lane and know what my style is overall. Simple, clean, and it's relatable.
Definitely. So I know during
Yeah.
COVID, you participated into like Escape to Jamaica, campaign by the Jamaica
Yeah.
Tourism, right? Which was a great campaign because it helped people see Jamaica virtually through many different ways, through many different Jamaican
Yeah.
personalities. So my question is to you is share the beauty of places that people should explore when they have the chance to explore Jamaica beyond the tourist sites, beyond like
Yeah.
the Duns River, like where the hidden gems. Let
Yeah.
people know about the hidden gems.
And it's a very good question, because even after I did that tourist board thingy, I did an interview with a magazine all the way in Italy, right? And those are some of the questions that they ask. And for me, all right, in terms of parties, back then we have lots of street parties, which gives you the real experience of a party, not just a club, right? So you find a man going through the crowd selling him peanut, the jerk man from the corner and the jerk set going up in the air, the music, the vibe is just, island vibe, right?
Right.
So I would say, street dance definitely is something to experience. There's not much now, but then I like this party. It's called Pepper Seed Wednesday at Pulse. So so if you know Pepper Seed Rhythm, or if you don't know it, go check it out. So they play music from back in the 90s to like 2000 there, 2000 right there. And it's all old school, and the vibe is just nice. And you can get rum special as well, because at the same time, the culture is a package. You cannot have music without a good rum or food, right? And good food. And a good food can't go without good music or a good cocktail or drink. So everything is always together, right? But then I would say you have Little Duns River, which is across from Duns River beach. It's free and it's a nice experience. It's like an hidden treasure. I would say the Blue Mountain is a good place to tour as well. It's popular, but it's not one that people often go to tour. There are rivers up there. There are you see strawberries, you see so many different berries and stuff. And experience there is wonderful. I would definitely say, but it's based on you as a guest, what you like. If you like food, there are different restaurants that you can try. If you like nature, you have the Mystic Mountain. Even though that's popular, Chocolate Cove is very good. We usually have out of many, which is a more cultural spot for tours where they play the drum and they have the this and the dance but I don't think that's no longer around again. I know they have the Trelawney food tour, but they take you to different spots, different restaurants and eat around, stuff like that. So there's a lot to do, but I would say Pepper Seed Wednesday is my favorite Wednesday party spot. Once I'm in Jamaica every Wednesday, you find me there at 11 o'clock-ish. I'm there. Sitting at that table drinking my rum before the dance get hot,
No, I'm definitely going to check that out when I'm back there. Hopefully for December, I will be back there. So I'm definitely going to check that place out. I also hear about Hero Circle. It's like one of the best places, street food culture, where you can get pepper, spice, boiled crab, and corn and soup, and also too that area National Hero Circle. That's where all the prolific Jamaican was buried there.
The prime ministers like you, Shara, or culture queen Louise Bennett was buried there. I actually went to her funeral. We recently had Edward Sierra buried there recently. So there are nice monuments there that if you like those stuff, if you like culture history, that's a nice spot to really go and actually view those graves and the arts, because trust me, those two are like hard, right? And and while you're happy you can get some crab, we also have in St. Elizabeth, middle quarters, where you have the peppered shrimp in bags. So there's so much to do. So if you're going to St. Elizabeth, for example, you're going to the Appleton Rum Tour. That's a great spot. You can stop and get some shrimp before you head to the Appleton Rum Tour, which is a good one. You have a welcome cocktail. You see how the rum make from cane to bottle process. So it's a great experience, And I think that, always make traveling an experience. For me, food is an experience.
Right. Definitely for me. I'm all about the food, and also definitely about having the local experience. Like I like doing the touristy stuff just a little bit, but I like just venturing out and hanging out with locals, because I feel like that's where I can get the most authentic experiences.
But for some people, their problem is, it's not safe, and I heard this and I heard that, and so that's spoiling up a little fun. That's spoiled the fun a little, because you hear this and you hear that, and you can't tell them it's a lie. Because oftentimes I'm here and I hear travel advisory for Jamaica about this, about that, and I'm like, nothing is happening, really and truly. And if they do something like, a curfew or something, they start to send out all these travel advice, which sometimes it's honestly fake most of the time.
Right. I was researching a little bit, and I know like where I'm from and my parents from, there's so many misconceptions, right? So, and then when I was researching, I never knew like Jamaica had misconceptions, but there are articles out there there's misconceptions about Jamaica, like, like it's not safe, or there's this, there is that. And how do you feel about the misconceptions that's in your
All
island?
right.
Which
So I posted recently on Facebook about the same Rasta thingy. I posted and I was hurt by it. I was offended by it, right? And I was explaining to them because you have some people who feel, okay, you're a chef, all you need to do is cook, and that's it. You don't need to talk on any topic. You have to protect your brand. You have to be careful about this. And I'm like, that's bullshit. That's foolishness. Because oftentimes, so if I used to do restaurant service, right, and I'm serving food, talking to people, they'll ask me about Jamaica. A guy said, oh, do you know, I was all the way up in Manitoba, up in Thompson. A guy said to me, do you know Dodos? I said, no, I don't know Dodos. Like the same way, oh, you know Dodos, the same way I heard of him. And he was watching Dodos documentary. And you know, Dodos is the gang leader for Tifa, you know, when I thought about him, but
yeah.
So yeah, so it's safe, it's good. So Dodos, you know, gang leader, whatever. He's in US now, extradited. So people overseas, they know what's happening, right? And as a chef who do television, do all these stuff, when I go on TV, they throw you off sometimes. Oh, this is happening in Jamaica. Da, da, da. You have to know what's happening. You have to explain, and I can't lie because it's on the media, right? So it's my job to explain it or break it down, just like you asked about the Rasta girl, and I have to break it down. So as someone who is, you know, out there, you have to keep up with what's happening, and not everything is true, and not everything is false. And if it's true, I'm not going to be the guy to pretty it up to say, oh no, it's happening everywhere, so it's happening in Jamaica. I'm not going to do that. Like some parents tell you, oh, this child mother was a thief, so that's why the child's a thief. No, that's not this case, you know.
Right.
So I'm not going to say, oh, because America have its problem, Jamaica have its problem too. We don't need to be competing with problems. How can we fix all? So there are misconceptions as well, just like, you know, where else. So, for example, they will say, oh, they will rob you if you go on the street. They will do this, they will do that.
Yeah.
And the truth is that's not the case because, honestly, Jamaicans, they love tourists. The most they might do is come off like they're harassing you, but it's not the case. They're like, hey, we have something to sell you. We're doing this.
Yeah.
That's, caught me. Yeah. So, you know, and they're selling you this. They're trying to push their product on you. So it's not like they're harassing you. It's just coming out. We're very aggressive. We're very aggressive. We're full of energy. That them say Jamaican man, you know, them say Jamaican man aggressive. So you know the French, it's soothing and it's language. The Jamaican say, yo baby, what go on? Yeah. You know what I say? So it come out different.
No, it's the same way. Like when I'm back home too, they're always, you know, like there's always people in the street who wants you to buy, you know, some goods for them, whether it's fruits or painting or this. So I could definitely, but I know like, I know definitely that that's one of the misconceptions that I read about, like, oh, if you go to Jamaica, you'll be robbed. And I'm like, that is not true. You know, that is definitely not true. So in regarding to, you know, your heritage, food, and your career, wanted to know, like, you know, Caribbean establishments, you know, food rules supreme, right? And service is secondary. What can, like, Caribbean establishments here do and chefs do to shift the narrative?
Where? As in here, as in where? As in overseas or in Jamaica or?
Overall, but in terms of Caribbean establishments.
Right. So that's a great question. I was kind of expecting that question or waiting for that question. Is that, all right, so when it comes to Caribbean food, everyone has their own interpretation of it, right? So what happened is that back in the days when everyone was migrating, immigrating, going all over the world, the first thing that, you know, all right, take it back. Those slaves traveled. They traveled their food. The Africans came, they brought the jerk. The Indian came, they brought the curry. The British came, they brought their loaves and their bun and their spices. Same thing back in after that.
Hold on, I think we're having some tech issues. Oh, hold on. Hey guys, are you?
You're back.
You're back.
All right. Yeah, man. So even after the slavery, you know, people traveling away, you know, from Jamaica or from different islands, right? They brought their food with them. With Jamaicans, From you can make rice and peas and you can make curry goat and oxtail, you're a chef. Right? So everyone went away, they branch off, they opened their own little cook shop, right? So they opened a cook shop just a way of survival. So they make their rice and peas, they make their jerk chicken, they make their oxtail, they put in a box with some salad on the side, and that is known as Jamaican food for maybe, 60 years now or more. You understand? So that is all people know as Jamaican food is rice and peas, jerk chicken, oxtail, curry goat, and it's just served in a box or just rustic on a plate. But now, with cuisine being advanced and chefs being properly trained and everyone now being refined, there comes a problem now in terms of how can we refine the Caribbean cuisine or Jamaican food itself. Since of late, chefs has been doing that, but it goes back to what's Jamaican cuisine, because really and truly, which a lot of Jamaicans might get in harm for, for this, is when you ask them what is Jamaican food, what do we have? If you take away some stuff, we basically have nothing. Food is a universal language that we all, build on, that we all ride on, just like 80. You have rice and bean, right? We have rice and bean. Trinidad have their rice. Everybody have their own little version or their own twist on things. We have fried dumpling. They might have bakes or roti. It's just similar. It's similar. In terms of culture, I was making some plantain tarts the other day, and when I was doing some research and stuff, it's more it's a Portuguese snack, right? Like pierogies. If you realize, plantain tart shaped like pierogies, right? So pierogies are those small little dumplings that have the half moon shape and stuff with potato and stuff in it. Same way the plantain tarts have that shape. So when you think about what's Jamaican, right? Really and truly, ackee was brought to the island. Everything was brought to the island. So now it's up for us to build on it. But when you build on it, Jamaicans, that's not a Jamaican food. What do you make? Because they're so stuck in their way of just ackee and saltfish. So if you make a ackee and salt mackerel, that can't eat because they're just stuck in their own way. But it's up to us as chefs to really build on it. Not just build on it, but own it. But own it and let them know, look, I am the chef. This is my interpretation. This is whatever, because we are now celebrating 58 years of independence. We have how many more years to go? We need to start building on the cuisine itself for the next generation to come, that they can actually still have their ackee and saltfish and whatever, but what other food that we have that we can build on.
No,
so in terms of finding it and what they can do differently, it's just, first thing, it boils down to education. And when I say education, I don't mean a degree or a master's. Training. Because most cook shop owners or most cook shop people, they're not trained. Oh, we don't need to go to school because I can't make much pot of rice and chicken, and it doesn't stop there. There's way more that you can learn to make, your food better. Like some of the worst case in food here is really Jamaican food. Because they cook this big pot of oxtail and they boil it and it's so soft. Then they use so much browning on it. The curry goat, mash up. And that's just their interpretation, and that's what they use to represent Jamaica. Unfortunately, the white people are the tourists, they like it.
No, I definitely agree that, Caribbean food alone should definitely be amplified. And also chefs should take the opportunity to amplify those traditions and those cuisines and those ingredients, because those are the way to keep the traditions alive in terms of food. So I think
it's getting there. So like when I did something like my ackee and say my bami squares with escabeche on top, it refines it a little where it's served now as an appetizer. I did the other day an arancini, which is a rice ball that is stuffed and fried. And I did the oxtail, so it's basically oxtail with rice and peas in a ball, and you fry it, and so it's still oxtail, but it's refined, So we're slowly getting there. We're honestly, and there's some chefs I see now doing their seafood soup, where I see the fish on top sear and some corn in it and the foam, and it's getting there. It's getting there, but slowly but surely. But it's for the people to really starting to accept it, because As Caribbean people, want to see the rice on the plate, want to see the jerk chicken or the oxtail, and want to see the vegetable and the wok. Once you want to fancy something, I say, what that? You know?
No,
And the older folks, trust me, they want the harder one to deal with. Not this generation. Like you and I, we okay, but the older folks,
they don't like change.
no, just keep it same way.
Okay, Chef Noel. So I have another question for you because I know 2 days ago you was on Toronto's morning news
Yeah.
segment. Please share what's coming up this week with you.
All right. So this week, August 8 and 9, which is this weekend, that's Saturday and Sunday, right? So 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. is a virtual Jerk Fest event. And I'll be doing 3 demos within that time. I'm not sure of the exact time. But there'll be Beanie Man performing, Jacure, Leela, Ikea, and Alison Hines. So, of course, you don't want to miss that. Plus, Chef Noel is on the show as well, among them. Yeah. So, I'll be cooking up a storm using Grace products. So one of my dish is a coconut jerk fried chicken with a festival waffle. So just like regular festival, I turn the festival mix into waffle, and so coconut fried jerk chicken, which that is like where if you want to say Jamaican fried chicken, I think that should be the Jamaican fried chicken really. And then now I'm doing stuff like a peppered shrimp with some corn, and so you want to tune in to watch that. So I started doing this festival since 2017. I took a break 2018, came back 2019, and I'm back this year as the resident chef. So Monday I was on television just promoting the festival, and then this Friday I'll be on Your Morning, which is a very popular show here. It's syndicated across Canada itself. That show. It's like the Good Morning of America.
Definitely.
Yeah, that's what's coming up. It's gonna be an exciting one. I can't wait to watch. And this Friday I'm actually going to be making some tacos. I'm making corned beef from the canned tacos. So I'm just trying to find ways. So if summer the house is hot, so corned beef can be eaten raw from the can. So if you want, you can go ahead and do that, or you can quickly saute some onion, saute the corned beef in that with some jerk marinade in that, and turn off the stove. Boom. And then now you have your taco shell, you add your corned beef to it, you add some lettuce, some avocado, some cheese, and I'm making a spicy mayo for that with mayonnaise and jerk marinade, drizzle that on it, and taco it's Friday.
Thank you so much, Chef Noel. Thank you. So I have like some fun questions for you, like 3 fun questions. It's called this or that. Reggae or rocksteady?
Of course, reggae.
Bun and cheese or coconut drop?
Bun and cheese. I love a bun and cheese every day.
Do you eat it? Do you eat it outside of like Easter? I think it's Easter when.
Yeah, man. I would have Easter. Back in Jamaica, honestly, I would have a bun and cheese every day. And even going back now, my nephew, I said, "Come here, Jaib. Yeah, my bun and cheese. And I said, "I'm gonna buy now, Trust me, him know me like that. And once I'm leaving Jamaica, all they buy me is just bun. But trust me, I love bun and cheese. But the bun and cheese, you gotta squeeze it. That's why it's nice. You gotta squeeze it and you bite. And I have a good bun recipe now. I have a good bun recipe.
Appleton or Ray and Nephew?
That's a very hard one. I like both, but if I have to choose, I would say anyone watching? Ray and Nephew. I would say Ray and Nephew.
Me too. That's what I have in here.
Okay, Ray and Nephew. But Appleton is really good. I use Appleton a lot, and yeah.
And also, because I know in Jamaica everybody have Red Stripe, right? But I also know that people drink Guinness as well.
Guinness, yeah.
So who do you prefer? Which one do you prefer? Guinness or Red Stripe?
Then I was a Red Stripe because Guinness is a taste that you have to acquire, right? It has this bitterish taste, but no, man up one thing, Guinness, my thing there. Beer light. So Guinness is a nice. Once you start to get the taste of it, trust me. 2 Guinness or 3 can get me on the dance floor. 4 might keep me.
So Chef Noel, I want to say thank you so much for joining our quick convo today in celebration of Jamaican culture. Thank you for coming back. I know, like you said, you share with everyone that the Jerk Festival virtual is this weekend. Do you have
Okay.
anything else in addition to that so people can stay tuned of what's going on with you? Anything that's
Well,
coming up in addition to that?
well, actually, for now, that's just it. COVID spoiled all my other events. This year was supposed to be a busy year for me, but honestly, it's what it is. But what I'm working on now for myself personally is which I'm pretty much excited about, is my podcast. So
Mm.
so in 2016 I started this cooking thing called, it's not cooking thing, this cooking show called What's Cooking with Chef Noel, and so now so usually those are pre-recorded on YouTube, but now I'm doing that live on Facebook, which is doing great. Like every Wednesday I'm on Jamaicans.com at 6 p.m. And then on Thursdays I'm on my page at 7 p.m. That's Chef Noel Culinary or Cuisine by Noel. But then now I'm planning now to start which is on me forever, is my podcast to start, because I love a good conversation. I love and then for me now, podcast is of course is a new thing, and so what I'm gonna do is turn all my articles that I've done into podcasts, and I'm gonna get some of my favorite restaurateurs, chefs, foodies, people like you who are having your
Yeah.
program, stuff like that, to have conversation with. And this is what's cooking. So I want to find out what's cooking, and of course, I'm gonna mix a cocktail or two on the podcast. Maybe some cooking gonna be on the podcast, so you'll be listening to some pots and pans and whatever I'm making, and you can listen to that. And it's gonna be creative. And I'm starting to record soon, and those will be all across different platforms. I'm excited about it, honestly.
Amazing, amazing. Once again, thank you, Chef Noel. For guys who's tuning in, please stay in tune with Chef Noel at I am Chef Noel on Instagram, where you can catch up of his latest new adventures, events, and also too he has a book on Amazon, right, or on your site.
Yeah. It's on Amazon. It's called Cuisine by Noel, Culinary Journey Through Recipes and Stories. It's right here. Yeah. So you want to get it? It's a bestseller, I must add.
Yes, because I think it's top 5 right now.
Top one.
Oh,
Top
top one.
one.
Oh, sorry.
Number one.
Number-
I'm kidding. So, so what happened is that it fluctuates, right? It's all over the place, the numbers, right? Every day. Now it can be at 1. Next 2 minutes it go to 10. So it was at 5, and then it went back to number 1, which is good.
Amazing. That's amazing.
Yeah, it went number 1 in February for like a week, and then now it went back at number 1, and that's really good. In this pandemic, the fact that people are buying and it's reading and stuff like that, it's really good. I thought honestly I thought that like this wouldn't do well now in pandemic, right? But trust me, they surprised me, and they're buying their books, and there's a lot more to go. So make sure you get your copy. It's a great book. Lots of stories. It's not boring. I don't do boring. I don't like boring. So I'm not just telling my book because it's my book, but there are stories in there that have you maybe crying. There are stories in there that maybe make you laugh. Some that it's a roller coaster. Trust me. You'll have this book reading on the train or wherever, because the stories connect, right? So chapter 1 connects to chapter 2, but in the middle there's, recipes. So you want to quickly go to the stories. I know people who finish all their stories before they try one dish.
Oh wow! Yeah, I have to definitely get my book.
I'm a storyteller. I like a good story and a good twist and plot.
So Chef Noel, once again, thank you. Everyone who's tuning, for everyone who's tuning in, thank you so much for sharing.